Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are trading is made easy with high level of clarity. In today's top analysis, I'll be showing you how to make use of DSY to identify the strength of the dollar, because that's one of the challenges that traders pass through. They don't know when dollar is weak and when it is strong. Today we are going to be covering that, and also I have some pairs that I'll be running top analysis to give you bias to know what to expect in the market, and I will also be talking about BTC today. So this is not a video you would want to miss. Stay with us with to the end of the video, because at the end of this video, you will learn a lot to add to your own trading career. So without wasting time, let's proceed. Now, today we are starting with EURUSD, and EURUSD, as you can see, when we zoom out, we can see that this market is creating series of lower lows and lower highs, but on higher time frame, remember, higher time frame gives you bias and direction of the market while you look for entry, perfect entry and good entry on lower time frame. So as you can see, this low here created a new high. Let me just quickly just say just a few things before we move into the analysis for today. Now, this low here created this valid break of structure at this particular place. After that break of structure, we have this low, right? Then this low, now the market gave us after break of structure, created this high here without sweeping any liquidity. And whenever you see a low creating high without sweeping any liquidity, then we identify that place as a liquidity pool that the market is going to come back to take. And the market did exactly like that, giving us this as a strong low. And currently, markets use this low to create a new higher high. Now, which is giving us what? A uptrend in the higher time frame. So when you have this kind of situation, what do? You start looking for more continuation today upside. Now, by the way, I spoke about Euro USD when it was at this particular place, explaining all the reasons why we should expect this market to take out the high. I spoke about Euro USD when it was here, explaining all the reasons which will see all these down move, because whenever a structure is broken, markets use internal structures as liquidity to take it out to get more strength before continuation coming to either fair value gap or other block before we start seeing more continuation to the upside. So I would suggest you go through my previous videos, because all this you are going to see where we covered all these moves, and you can learn so many things from it. Now let's proceed. Let's move down to lower time frame. Now on lower time frame, on 4 hours, we can boldly see that this market right now currently is creating series of higher highs and higher lows. Higher highs and higher lows. Why? Because we know that this structure has been what? Broken to the downside. Remember, this low is already in this fair value gap and closer to this strong low that swept this liquidity that created this higher high, which is value breakout structure. Now, when the market came to this particular place, I explained all the reasons why we should expect all this move today upside, and that's exactly what the market has done. Why? Because after every break of structure, if you've been on this channel for the first time, after every break of structure, market always go to take out all the liquidity created during this down move. For example, let's assume that we have this and the markets pulled back. When it starts going for breaking of structure, it will create something like this before finally breaking this particular structure. After break of this structure, market always go up to take out all the internal structures before creating another lower low. And that's exactly what Euro USD has been doing. When we look at it here, we can see that after this break of structure, let's identify from here, after this break of structure, right, what we can see is that this market went up, taking out at least this internal structure before continuation to the downside. After the market broke this structure also, right, the market also took out all the internal structures created before this move, before another continuation to the downside. Now, currently, the market had already what? broken this particular structure, and it has gone in and take out all these highs reacting from this resistance. So I want you to have all these in mind and know what you are expecting. Now remember, on higher time frame on daily, we already seen that the market is now going to the upside in order to take out all these internal liquidity. So dropping down to 4 hours, we now zoom out to see, when you look at right now, the market is currently creating higher highs and higher lows. Now, the market has now approached this level of resistance because we don't have any valid order block at this particular place, both on 1 hour. Let's quickly check. Okay, in this particular place, we have a valid order block here, which is where the market is reacting from now. Okay. This is where the market is reacting from. But I want us to see something. Market had already taken out all the internal structure, just like we analyzed. So we could be seeing little bearish movement because the market is in this 1 hour order block and it has taken out all the internal structures. So having this in mind, let's now proceed. Now, but at the moment, the market is still creating series of high highs and higher lows. And if this market continues creating series of higher highs and higher lows, then the market will continue going to the upside. And remember, in trading, trading is reactive and not predictive. So right now, what do we have? The market is reacting from a very good order block. Resistance level, and also order block on 1 hour. The market could decide to continue moving to the upside, considering what our daily time frame is showing us. Because after each break on every time frame, market always go up to take out all the internal structure or few internal structures created during that move to the downside. So now dropping down to 4 hours, we can now see that the market is still creating series of higher highs and higher lows. And when market is creating series of higher highs and higher lows on 4 hour time frame or lower time frame, we continue looking for opportunity to the upside until the market changes character. So right now, what do we have? Now, I want you to look at EURUSD carefully. You will discover that EURUSD, whenever a high is created, market always come back to test that structure. And when you look at it now, we can see that one structure is not tested. Let's delete this. One structure is yet to be tested, and that happens to be this particular one. And I want you to look at something, right? Now, EURUSD, that's why it's good to always study the behavior of the market or any currency pair you are trading. Now, when you look at this, we discover that each candle printed, each three candles printed on EURUSD, it always have that retest of structure. Look at this, 1, 2, 3. We have this retest of structure. 1, 2, 3. We have that retest of structure. Now we have 1, 2, 3. What do you expect? You expect the structure to be tested. So having this in mind, let's jump down to 1 hour. Now, on 1 hour right now, you can see that the market is in a very good bullish movement because the market created this higher high. Let's start from this here. Then it had this movement to the downside, taking out this low created before that break. Let me say this again. If you have been on this channel for some time, whenever the market is moving to the upside, right, each structure created, market always come to take out internal low or external low created immediately after that break of structure before continuation to the upside. And that is what we call liquidity sweep, because the market knows that so many people after break of structure, there are so many traders that will open their market for breakout. And there are people that wait for a test of resistance turn to support, and they put their stop loss below here. Market knows that what will happen. Market will just come down, take all those retail traders out, coming to fair value gap or order block before continuation to the upside. So I want you to have that in mind while we proceed. Now, When we look at this right now, we can see that the market is gently retracing everything or every order left. Now, when you look at it, it always creates a break of structure with a very big momentum. Look at this, right? Then look at this. So we're expecting this. And when you look at it, the market always come to take out any structure created after that break of structure. Just like we are seeing here, it came here to take out this particular one. It used this as a liquidity, right? Then market came here, broke this one again. It used this particular one as liquidity. Let's delete this. Use this one as what? A liquidity here. And what happened? The market took it out, continued to the upside. And when you study all this, you will discover the accurate behavior of this market. And here, where do we have that? We have it at this particular place, right? So we're expecting the market to clear this liquidity before we start looking for continuation today upside, despite this we are seeing, because this low created the high without sweeping any liquidity, so we should expect it to be taken out before continuation today upside. That opens door for the market to come to this other block before we see more continuation today upside. Now, in this particular place, we are not going to be going aggressively by setting pending order, but if you're an aggressive trader, it's fine. But why am I saying that? This is liquidity that needs to be taken, and we have another open price here, which market could decide to liquidate this before continuation. So always wait for that change of character. And when you look at this, we have that fair value gap here that is here to be covered. Despite this retracement, seem that like it has retested, but always be careful when trading zones like this, because trading is reactive and not predictive. But in these weeks trading idea, we are going to be looking for that entry at this particular place. Our stop loss just below this, right? And our take profits is going to be coming to this particular place. Remember, 3 to 1 risk reward is more than okay in the market. So this is my first entry in the market, right? On Euro USD. So this is what we are expecting, considering what the market is giving to us, unless this market decides to go otherwise by going below this low. Let's delete this. Once the market goes below this low, then I will be looking for more continuation today downside, considering what we are seeing on our DSY, which we are going to look at in just few minutes. So on Euro USD, this is what I'm expecting to happen this new trading week. And I will advise you to go through our previous videos. You will have more confidence in our analysis, because in our analysis, we are 90 to 95% accurate whenever it comes to direction of the market, the buyers and entry level. So I advise you go through our previous video, and if you have not subscribed to this channel, subscribe, turn on the notification button, share, comment and like, because your share, comment and like motivates us to make more free quality educational videos for you. So without wasting time, let's proceed. Now, I have another good setup on GBP USD. Now, when you come to GBP USD, you will discover that so many things are happening. By the way, this is one of the trades we caught. We still have this trade open and running, right? We caught the first entry at this particular place, and market return at this particular place. We open another entry. Why? Now, let's quickly delete this. Let me just run little breakdown on this so that you can actually learn something from this. When you look at this, right, let's go back to 4 hours. We can see on Wednesday, on my top-down analysis for the midweek, I explained all the reasons why we should be expecting the market to start buying from this particular place. Because of what? When we get to daily time frame, we will see the fair value gap that I talked about, which is this. And what happened? Market came to this fair value gap, right? Taking out this low, because after each break of structure, remember, market will come and take out internal low created before that break of structure. The break of structure happened at this particular place, right? Then before that break of structure, this low was created. In my previous videos, I explained all the reasons why this low will be what taken out. The market will always use lows like this as liquidity sweep before continuation to the upside, and that's exactly what the market did, giving us this sweep of liquidity. And during my analysis on Wednesday here, the market was still at this particular place, and I explained all the reasons why we should be looking for more continuation to the upside only if this market goes above this particular structure. Now let's go to 15 minutes. Now, when we saw that liquidity sweep at this particular place, right? Now, we discovered that this market swept a liquidity here, which is this, because in this particular place, we can see that this high here, right, created this low here, and then this low created high, sweeping this liquidity. So we identify this as a liquidity sweep, and that makes this to be a strong high that we never wanted market to go above. And during my top-down analysis on Wednesday, the market was still at this particular place. I explained all the reasons why we should continue looking for buy opportunity if the market closes above this high, and that is what market did, which gave us change of character at this particular place. And when a change of character happens, what do? You will now wait for low to be cleared or market to come back to order block of 50% Fibonacci level before you continue taking it to the upside. What happened on 1 hour? This market returned to this order block here. Now, if you are new in this channel, I have said this time with that number, whenever you see order block with fair value gap, that's what makes that order block more stronger and powerful. So the first trade we caught on Thursday was here, right? Immediately London session opened, market swept these internal liquidities here. This was our stop loss just below this low, and this happened to be our 3-to-1 risk reward trade at this particular high, right? Market took it out, and I want you to watch and look at something, right? Now this low broke this high again, internal high, and we could call this what? External high. And before this internal high was broken, market created a liquidity that needed to be taken out. And after this break, market supposed to come and take out this liquidity, right? That was why we waited, because this happened to be a valid break of structure. Because of what? This low swept liquidity. So when we discover this, where are you seeing that order block again? That order block is just at this particular place. Now remember, if you have been on this channel, let's delete this. If you have been on this channel for some time, I have always told you, whenever you see order block and a long wick below it, you treat all of them as one. So that was why we created this order here. We saw this and we went to 15 minutes and lower to refine more to see if we can have a tighter order block. So we had this, which enabled us to open the first position at this particular place, our stop loss just below this low, and our take profits just at this particular high that gave us 3-to-1 risk reward, right? And this trade came in our favor. I am doing this analysis for you, how we call this trade, so that you can actually add it to what you already know before giving you what you should expect in this week's trade. So since we have this here now, right, the market still returned to that order block. We opened another trade at this particular place. because it's still coming to that low. This is a strong low that we knew that was not going to be taken out. If the market had gone against us, then we would have taken the market to the downside. So in this situation, we opened another trade here and targeted this high to be taken out now instead of this high, because this high is already tested. If this market is going to continue going to the upside, definitely this high will be taken out. So this is our trade. It is still running for now, and we are kind of expecting the market to continue going to the upside. So these are some of the trades we caught and how we caught this trade last week. So what are we expecting on GBP USD currently? Now let's clear our chart. Now let's go to daily time frame. As you can see, GBP USD, as a matter of fact, I spoke about GBP USD when the market was still here. I explained all the reasons why the market will go to the up to clear this equal high. Because in the market, whenever you have equal high like this, always expect market to come for it, because equal high is always a magnet to price, because so many people, most especially pattern traders, they must have opened double top, double resistance and all other things. A market will always come to it. I explain all this, and I suggest you go to my previous video to see all these analysis. And when the market was here, coming to this other block after sweep of liquidity, right? I explained all the reasons why this market will go down again to clear this equal low, right? Equal top and equal low is always a magnet for price. Whenever we see it, we consider it as what? Liquidity that will be taken, because the institution knows that so many people opened here, their stop loss are above here, and so many people opened here, their stop loss are what? Below here. So markets always come to take out those orders and use their money as a fuel to continue to the right direction. So I spoke about this even when it was here, giving all the reasons why all this down move was to be expected, and it happened that place like we expected and analyzed. So you can go to our previous videos to see all this. Now when we since we have this, now what are we expecting? So let's go to 4 hours. On 4 hours right now, this low is already taken out, and we should be expecting more continuation to the upside. And I want you to look at something, right? This low that swept liquidity have now created a new high, closing very much above it. And this market right now, after that, it has already come down to test this other block created before that move. So what are we to expect? We are to expect more continuation today upside. So let's drop down to lower time frame to see what we really still have on lower time frame. So on lower time frame right now, we can see that on our lower time frame, the market is still moving to the upside, but let's start looking for a very good order block. So in this movement, we only have this order block at this particular place, right? But we got to be careful in this situation, right? And let's check daily time frame. Okay, on daily, we should still be expecting this market to move to the upside. Why? Because we still have some gaps that needs to be filled. So we should at least be expecting this market to come to this daily order block before we start expecting anything called down movement. So having seen that, let's move to the lower time frame. So on lower time frame, we should be considering this, since we don't have a very good valued order block on 1 hour, but we are seeing that order block on 15 minutes. But remember, trading is reactive and not predictive. So in this situation, what do we do? Now we approach it in another tactical way, which is, let's delete this. Let's delete this. So this is going to be our trading range now, here and here. So We are not expecting this market to go below this. Let's delete this now. Let's also delete this for our chart to be clear. We are not expecting the market to go below this. If this market goes below this and close below, then we should start looking for sell continuation to start taking the market to the downside. But which I know that it will not, it's not going to happen anytime soon, because it has already swept the liquidity, created the new higher high. So we are to expect the market to continue moving to the upside. So as far as this market is here, it could do anything this particular place and still continue to the upside. So what are you going to be doing? Just wait for an opportunity inside this trading range. Now, once you get that opportunity, the market, once it gives you sweep of liquidity, you can take it to the upside, or you wait for the market to give you more valued entry at this particular place. But for me, I'm going to be looking for that opportunity at this particular place, because this is where I am seeing that order block, and this order block has fair value gap. And when we get to 5 minutes, we discover that, right, this market is already having this what's it called, liquidity that needs to be what taken out, because we can consider this to be a pullback on 1 minute. Let's see, we can see it as a pullback on 1 minute. So definitely market could come to take it out before continuation to the upside. So for me, I'll be looking for that entry at this particular place. So this is the first place I'm looking for that entry. My stop loss below here, and my take profit is going to be coming just 3 to 1 risk reward is more than okay, just slightly above this high. But remember, trading is reactive and not predictive, and you have to just be careful here. Why? Because of what? This is now our trading range. Anything can happen at this particular place, and considering we have a very good order block at this particular place, because that order block, let's quickly look at it. Look at that order block there, right? Why? Because we have that fair value gap at this particular place. We are still seeing that small fair value gap. So market could come to take out these lows, right? This low and this low, before continuation to the upside. So this is my first entry, and this is going to be my second entry for GBP USD. So I'm going to be putting my stop loss just below this. This is a very powerful entry, and you can target 3 to 1 risk reward. But in this situation, I will not be targeting 3 to 1 risk reward. I will be targeting this high. This is 10 to 1 risk reward. So, but you have to be careful. Remember, trading is reactive and not predictive. And just trade along with what the market is giving to you. Now, let's quickly look at gold. I have a very good another order setup on gold, right? Now let's go to daily on gold. In my previous video, I explained all the reasons why we should be expecting this market. I think on Wednesday, I explained all the reasons why we should be expecting this market to come to this daily order block. Now, when you look at gold, you will discover that gold has been buying for some months, right? And when market is creating series of higher highs and higher lows, what do? You start looking for more opportunities to take it to the upside, and that's what exactly we have done. And when you look at it, this gold is actually reacting from this daily order block. After the gold must have taken out this internal liquidity created. As you can see, we are seeing that equal low there. So gold came and took it out before looking for more continuation to the upside. And I spoke about all this when the market was at this particular place. I spoke about it, why it needs to retrace to come and take out this low. When the market was at this particular place, I explained all the reasons why we should be expecting this move to the upside, at least to come to this daily order block before we start seeing any other move to the downside or continuation to the upside. And as you can see, immediately the market came to this order block, right? We started seeing this massive drop to the downside. And during this drop on daily, you can see that this market is currently testing what resistance level turn to support. And in generally speaking, we know that whenever resistance is broken, it turns to what? A support. So now the market is reacting at this support level, but we should not neglect the fact that this is daily order block. This market could continue going to the downside. Why? Because this market has been buying for some time, and no market goes like this without any form of retracement. And when you take your Fibonacci level for this retracement, you will discover that this market is yet to come into our golden zone or discount level, right? So the market is here to come to our discount level, so we might still experience some downtrend. But remember, trading is reactive and not predictive. We work with what the market is giving to us. So let's drop down to 4 hours. Now, currently on 4 hours, since this market had already taken out this it had already taken out this low as this internal structure as liquidity and started creating series of higher highs and higher lows. What do? We trade along with what the market is giving to us. And when you look at this right now, despite the market is reacting from this daily order block, we can actually still see that order block at this particular place. If we decide to refine, we can see a very good still order block at this particular place, right? So we could be seeing something dramatic this week because this market is now creating series of higher highs and higher lows. And when you look at this deeply, you will discover that we are seeing equal top at this particular place. And when we have equal top, markets always come to take it out. So we could be seeing more bullish price action if gold what's it called, gold still remains stronger while USD is weaker, but we are going to be looking at DSY just in a minute. So now that we have all this putting together, so we can go to 1 hour time frame to see what is happening. So now we are going to delete this. We are going to leave this only to know that this is our resistance turning to support. Okay, let's delete it. Now, currently, we can see that this market created this high here, right? And this high, during this creation of this high, lows were created. This was the first low created. This happened to be second low created that happened to look like equal low here. And these lows created this high without sweeping any liquidity. So we always know that market would always come for it. Now, market has taken all of them down. And when we get to 4 hours, we can see that we have a very good order block there, which is the one we are seeing here, right? Or let's just take the order flow for now. So this is our order flow. So we should be expecting price to come inside this zone before we start seeing any other movement today upside. Because of this fair value gap here, market had already filled it. So the next thing the market is going to do now is either it continue going up from this fair value gap, or it will now come to order block before moving to the upside. And where is that order block we are seeing? We are seeing order block inside here, and we also seeing our order flow like this. So let's go to 1 hour to see. So this market is not showing us any strength to take the market to the upside from here. So we should be expecting that move to the downside, taking out this low as a liquidity before we start talking about any continuation to the upside. So in this situation, what do we do? Remember, trading is reactive and not predictive. So on gold, I'll be looking for that entry inside this particular zone, right? My stop loss is going to be just below here, right? And I'll be targeting 3-to-1 risk reward is more than okay. No matter the entry, you can get a very good entry here with a very better, good stop loss. And your 3-to-1 could be here anywhere, but always wait for that change of trend. And always remember this trading is reactive and not predictive. So my stop loss is coming below this low that swept this liquidity. So that's why I'm putting it here instead of at this particular place. So I'm putting it below this low that swept liquidity. So this is what I am expecting in on gold, because gold is still showing us strength to the upside, and it is just clearing internal structures created after this break of structure. So we should be still expecting more bullish movement today upside. But what we are to be looking at now is what we currently have on DXY, right? So let's quickly go, or let's quickly go there. Now on daily, on DXY, which is dollar index, why we have been buying GBPUSD and EURUSD and gold for some time is because of what? DXY has been weak. Let's clear everything. Because DSY, which is dollar index, it gives us clue when dollar is very weak. And that's why we utilize the opportunity in order to make some beautiful trades. Now, whenever DSY is selling, just know that dollar is weak. Whenever it is buying, then dollar is strong, right? Whether you are seeing that on, okay, let's go to lower time frame. As you can see, all this while it has been selling, right? Okay, starting from 5th of November, it has been selling. When you go to GBPUSD, you will discover that this market started buying from the same 5th of November, right? Now, when you go to EURUSD, you discover that EURUSD started buying since that 5th of November. When you get to gold, gold started buying from same 5th of November, right? It has been going to the upside. The only one that is giving us contrary is USDJPY, because currently JPY is very, very what? Weak, right? So that's why since that 5th, let's see, 5th of November, yes. Okay, it has been buying against JPY because in generally, JPY has been very, very weak. It is weaker than dollar. So that was why some of the time I skipped giving you what's it called, bias on USD JPY, because of what? The abnormal behavior that we were seeing on USD while it was weak. So I want you to have this in mind. Whenever DSY is buying, that means dollar is strong. Whenever DSY is selling, that means dollar is weak. Now, always add this in your trading strategy. It's going to help you a lot. So now on DSY, we can see that this market was selling for some time, and until it broke this support level, right? And after breaking this support level, market started ranging. We on weekly, market started ranging because after break of structure, market always go up to take at least one internal structure before continuation to the downside. And that first structure is what we are seeing at this particular place. So by having that in mind, let's drop down to weekly. Now remember, DSY is in a very bullish movement because it has created a new higher high. So he decided to come and take some internal structures like this, and this, coming to this other block on weekly right now. And the market is preparing to move to the upside. So having this in mind, let's proceed. So since we already have this in mind now, and we are targeting the market, we are expecting the market to come to this particular place. Let's drop down to weekly, daily rather. Now, since we're on daily, you can see that this market is creating higher highs and higher lows, breaking some structures. So let's identify some structures broken already. It broke this one to the upside, broke another one here. So we are going to identify this as a break off structure, identify this as a break off structure. And as you can see, during these breaks, we have only one fair value gap there, which is what we are seeing at this particular place, right? And on lower time frame, this is going to now serve as a liquidity sweep. So let's go to 4 hours to see. Now, on 4 hours, we can see that some lows were created, not only this as a sweep of liquidity, but some lows were created after this break of structure to the upside, which are these, right? And these that was created before that move, during that move to the upside. So in situation like this, we are now expecting market to clear lows before anything. That was why we started selling at this particular place. Immediately we discovered that change of character at this particular place. So now currently the current situation of DSY is still telling us that what there is possibility for that market to still come below. But what we currently have now is a very good order block the market is already reacting from, right? Now, so far, the market had already taken out this liquidity. Let's go to 1 hour to see it very well, right? It has taken this liquidity created after this break off structure, and this is a very good order block, and the market is already reacting from that particular place. We could see USD becoming stronger this trading week. That is why you have to watch out what you are going to be doing at this particular place. This chart is telling us another thing. DSY is telling us another thing. That is why in this week trading week, don't go aggressively. Always wait for that change of trend, because DSY could decide to continue moving to the downside since Euro USD and GBPUSD is telling us something else. So this could decide to continue going to the downside, maybe to come and also take out what this low on 4 hour, this low, to take this other block here before continuation to the upside, or even take this other block, right, before moving, because this is the strong low that swept this liquidity, right? This liquidity we are seeing here. This is a strong low that swept it. So this could decide to come to this particular place before we see that continuation to the upside. So that is why we are still going to be waiting for change of trend on everything that we have given to you here, right? Everything we have given to you, both on gold, USD, right? So from what we are seeing on DSY right now, it is giving us more clue on what to expect. So this is what we have on today's this week's analysis. Then on BTC, I'm just gonna give you bias. I'm not gonna give you entry. Now, okay, these some trades we got. So let's clear everything. Now on BTC, I want us to look at something, right? This is BTC. We have this break of structure at this particular place, and this break of structure created this low. This low didn't, okay, nice one. Then it gave us this low on weekly, daily. Let's look at it. Now, the market used this low as a sweep of liquidity. Let's identify it here. We use it as sweep of liquidity here. Now the market came to this resistance, turn to support, and started moving to the upside. So we can consider this to be our strong low that we don't want market to go below. Now this low created a new high here, right? Now this market gave us this low that we knew that market was gonna come to take out, and because this low created another high here, right? Now, this high, because of this low, did not sweep any obvious liquidity, right? So this market created this, And so many things are happening here though. And let me just quickly talk about what we have here. Now, as you can see now, the market has already gone below this low, which we never wanted it to go below because this market had already taken out some internal liquidity here, right? And even from above here, okay, let me quickly just clarify things. Now, this market, after this, it created this low. This low created a high. This low did not sweep any liquidity. And this low, after creating this high, it came down. Market went below it, taking it out as a liquidity. And this happened to be the most recent strong low instead of this particular one. And this is the most strong low that we never want to market to go below it. We never wanted market to go below it, and that low created a valid break of structure at that particular place because that market closed above it. Are you seeing it? So we never wanted market to go below it, and currently market went below it. So we can identify this as change of character. So BTC is still going to sell. If care is not taken, we should be expecting BTC to go more lower, at least to 85,000, because this is where another place that we are seeing a good order block. But on weekly now, I want you to observe something on monthly, rather not weekly. We can see that this is just what is happening. When you look at this particular place, you will discover that this high was broken, and after some time market created this low that created a high without sweeping liquidity on monthly. Later market came to it, turning this towards resistance, turned to support before that break to the upside. And currently markets use that low that swept liquidity, created a high, then that market created this low, and this low did not sweep any liquidity, and this low has created another high here. So we could be expecting this market, from what I'm seeing on BTC, if care is not taken, or if the market, depending on what market gives to us, this low will be taken as liquidity because this low did not sweep any liquidity on monthly time frame. This low did not sweep any liquidity on monthly time frame. So we could see markets coming below it to take both of them out before another continuation to the upside. But remember, trading is reactive and not predictive. And considering the kind of bearish candle we are seeing, we could be seeing that on monthly. But on weekly, things look more defined, right? But all I know is that we should be expecting this market at least to 80 to 85,000 before we see more continuation to the upside. So what do? You start looking for more bearish movement to the downside. So having said that, let's go to daily. Now on daily, as you can see now, this structure has been broken. And after break of structure, what do you expect? You expect the market to at least retest the structure or go up before we see more continuation to the downside. So when we get to 4 hours, we discover that this market had already given us some internal structure before this break to the downside. Before this break to the downside. So what are we expecting? From what we are seeing now, this market has broken the structure, so it could go up from here to come to either this order block before drop, or it will come to this main order block here before we start looking for that continuation to the downside. So my first opportunity entry will be here because this is also a breaker block. So, and the second one will be at this particular place because two of them has fair value gaps. But let's go to 1 hour and see if we can refine it more. So we can refine it to this particular place, right? And this one, we can still refine it to be like this. So these are the two places that I'll be looking for that entry on BTC USD. So here, the first one, always wait for change of trend. Trading is reactive and not predictive. So 3 to 1 risk reward is more than okay. But you can actually get more tight entry here, more better entry that will not expose your stop loss like this. Then here will be my second look, right? If this market goes above this, then you still have nothing to worry about, because on Wednesday will still be what? Updating you on what to do. So if you have not subscribed, subscribe once again, like, share, and comment. Your like, share, and comment encourage us to make more educational video for you to be utilizing the opportunity in your everyday market. So on Euro USD, this is our first entry. On GBPUSD, this is what we are also seeing. On gold, this is also what we are seeing. And on BTCUSD, this is what we are expecting to happen. On GBPJPY, next market, I'll be analyzing it. A viewer had already told us and pleaded we should make top analysis, so you don't have anything to worry about. Next top analysis on Wednesday, we'll be analyzing GBP USD. So have a wonderful trading week ahead, guys. Thank you.